US President-elect Donald Trump spoke with Russian leader Vladimir Putin. It was their first phone conversation after the Republicans' election victory, reports The Washington Post. The newspaper's sources revealed that Trump and Putin discussed the war in Ukraine. This was their first phone call since Trump's election victory. One source shared that during the call, which Trump made from his resort in Florida, he advised the Russian leader against escalating the war in Ukraine and reminded him of Washington's significant military presence in Europe. Several sources said that Trump and Putin discussed the need for peace on the European continent, with Trump expressing an interest in further talks to discuss a swift resolution to the war in Ukraine. The newspaper noted, citing two sources, that the Ukrainian government was reportedly informed about the call with Putin and had no objections to it taking place. As reported, Ukrainian officials have long understood that Trump would engage with Putin regarding a diplomatic solution to the war in Ukraine. The report said Trump's initial calls with world leaders are being conducted without the support of the State Department or US government interpreters. Trump's transition team has yet to sign an agreement with the department, which is a standard procedure for presidential transitions. The Washington Post also reported, citing a source, that Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is said to be considering candidates to replace Ukraine's ambassador to the US, Oksana Markarova, after Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson called for her dismissal following a visit Zelensky made to an ammunition factory in Pennsylvania in September. During his presidential campaign, Trump said he would end the war immediately, but did not provide details on how he would do so. People familiar with the matter said that Trump had privately signaled that he would support a deal under which Russia would keep some of the seized territories, and he briefly touched on the land issue during the conversation. A few days ago, Donald Trump had a phone conversation with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. According to the Ukrainian leader, their conversation was excellent and they have reached an agreement, in particular to maintain a close dialogue and develop cooperation between the two countries.
The Israeli military released video on Sunday purporting to show an underground Hezbollah compound found by its troops in southern Lebanon. The IDF claimed it had uncovered the network of tunnels, rooms and stored weapons under a cemetery. The army added it had filled in the compound with concrete. Hezbollah began firing rockets into northern Israel the day after Hamas' surprise attack into Israel on October 7, 2023 ignited the war in Gaza. Hezbollah and Hamas are both allied with Iran. For nearly a year, the conflict was mostly contained to the areas along the border between Israel and Lebanon. The conflict dramatically escalated on September 23 with intense Israeli airstrikes on South and East Lebanon as well as Beirut's southern suburbs, leaving hundreds dead and leading to the displacement of nearly 1.2 million people. Israel began a ground invasion of South Lebanon on October 1, causing wide destruction in border villages but making little territorial advances. Israel says it is destroying Hezbollah weapons and command centers near the border, including an extensive tunnel system built by Hezbollah. Also Sunday, an Israeli airstrike killed at least 23 people including 7 children in Almat village north of Beirut, far from the areas in the east and south where Hezbollah militants have a major presence. Lebanon's health ministry said another 6 people were wounded. There was no Israeli evacuation warning. Israel has struck deeper inside Lebanon since September, when it killed Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah as well as most of his top commanders. Hezbollah has expanded its rocket fire from northern to central Israel. The fighting has killed over 3,000 people in Lebanon, according to the health ministry, and more than 70 people in Israel.